And the normal person would just cover up.
Right.
But I said, no. I jumped up and went, oh, no, the cops are here.
I thought you were dead. Welcome to Hey EW. I am RJ City, and my guest is the Blue Meanie. Hey.
Hey.
Shoot on some blues for me. Cantrell.
What?
Blue Cantrell. What are your thoughts on her?
I know a lot about Jerry Cantrell, but I'm not too up on...
Velvet.
Blue Velvet?
Yeah.
That movie?
Yeah.
Great. Mm-hmm. Don't you look at me!
Give her really good.
It's kind of creepy.
Okay. Clues.
I like dogs.
Okay.
I like dogs.
I'm da-ba-dee, da-ba-die.
One of my least favorite Ring entrance songs.
They were gay, right? It was about being gay?
Yeah, it was too obvious.
Okay, finally.
Too
And
obvious.
finally, Skye.
Tremendous.
Okay,
Tremendous.
sure. Good political answer. You were born in Philadelphia. You were raised in Atlantic City. By your mother and grandparents, you were very Irish Catholic. Was it hard to masturbate because all of the guilt?
I found my ways. I found ways. There's very ways to be creative when you gotta let the air out of the tire.
Right.
So, just, whether it's a sock or your Catholic school hanky, just whatever you need, whatever, I would MacGyver the heck out of a good rub and tug.
That's so admirable.
Yes,
You know? I
yeah.
really, really respect
And
that.
respectful to the realm of the house.
Right.
Because they thought I was this Catholic boy.
Yeah.
And I was this
You
Catholic
were
boy.
this, but the hands were stuck together.
Yes.
You were a hefty child. You were a severe asthmatic.
Yes.
You couldn't play football because you were allergic to the grass.
Yes.
You got shots every Thursday. You would watch children play outside while hooked up to a nebulizer. You would spend your autumn and spring months in the hospital.
Yes.
What are the benefits of being isolated from society?
I got to watch a lot of wrestling and daydream about doing this.
How much of the weight was medical and how much was you?
It was a little bit medical, a little bit emotional.
Yeah.
You brought up all the horrible things in my life.
Yes.
So this is going to be my Barbara Walters moment.
Yeah, let's get it out here. I love a good cry.
Yes. Yeah, well, all the kids were out there. I couldn't play in their reindeer games.
Yeah.
And, when you're pleasantly plump as I was, and then you're watching all the kids have fun, and you're in the breath nebulizer machine during recess while other kids are looking at you like you're, a freak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now everybody's vaping, so you were like ahead of the curve.
Yeah. Pretty much. It was just all emotional eating.
Yes.
Emotional eating.
Yes.
And then just, add on that I couldn't exercise because I was asthmatic.
Right,
But, yeah.
right. Finally, you were helped by lung specialist Dr. Hugo Altamirano.
You have done your research.
I'm a big fan of him. We used to play golf together.
Yeah, he was a handsome man.
Uh-huh. He's dead? Wait, you had a relationship with this
No,
guy?
no,
Okay.
no. I'm comfortable enough to say when somebody's a handsome person.
Right, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
But the kids still mocked you.
Yes.
Any good names?
Hefty Hef. The popular one was Big Man, which I...
That's lazy.
Yo, big man. Hey, big boy. But yeah, just
Nothing
fat
quality.
ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't
Shut
even
up, fat ass.
You couldn't even get quality bullying.
No.
You got
and
run of the mill.
I think I was worthy of better.
Yeah.
I was definitely worthy of better.
I think so too. Yeah, the Blue Bell meanie. See how easy it is?
Yeah.
Awful, awful, awful stuff. I'm sorry you had to go through that. So you were poor, Irish Catholic, single mother, isolating medical condition. So
No, I didn't know my father.
yeah, single mother. I was trying to skirt around it. Yes.
Well, since we're bringing up tragedies here.
Fine.
Yeah, he took off before I was born, and
So, point being, these are all the ingredients to make a professional wrestler.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm definitely scarred.
Yeah.
And I have no self-esteem. That's why I wear a half shirt and Daisy Dukes.
Exactly. So right out of high school, after 10 months as a security guard for Trump Plaza.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for your service.
Where I spent most of the night walking around looking for money on the floor.
A real Robin Hood.
Yeah, somebody's getting robbed over there, but I found a $100 poker chip.
Excellent.
Put my foot on it, act like I was tying my shoes, scoop it up, put it in my pocket, and that went towards my wrestling school
Now
money.
you could work for the Department of Self-Defense. You leave home to become a wrestler. You almost trained with the Malenkos in Florida, but then for economic reasons, you chose Al Snow's Body Slammers Gym in Lima, Ohio. Imagine how better of a wrestler you would be if you were trained by the Malenkos.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't be the Blue Meanie. I'd be, maybe the Lavender Meanie now,
Right.
or the Magenta Meanie.
Yeah.
A better quality Meanie if I had gone to Tampa, Florida.
Any regrets about Al Snow as a trainer or person?
No, no. He was the big brother I never had, and we were equally as immature.
Right. So you lived at the training school.
Yes.
You trained twice a day.
Yes.
Every day.
Yes.
Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that just incredible? 2 months in, your grandmother calls you and says, hey, more bad news on top of your whole life. Your grandfather has asbestosis.
Yes.
Did he get in on one of those lawsuits?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
He's the one person had mesothelioma, so I'm gonna pick up the phone.
Yeah, that's what helped support my wrestling habit through those years.
Wow.
Yeah, he worked in a chemical plant, and it was crazy. He was my superhero.
Yeah.
And to watch him get sick and everything, but I modeled myself after him. But yes, we got in on that action.
God bless. And
Yeah.
he picked up the phone and he said, hey, I know I'm very sick and my illness is funding your wrestling, but he told you.
He picked up the phone and went, and they said, yes, we will represent you.
No, he told you not to come home.
Oh yeah, he said that too.
Guy doesn't know his own life story. He said, don't come home, you have a job to do.
He knew what it meant to me. My grandfather raised me. He took me to my very first wrestling show in '82 with Andre the Giant, headlining. And, I would go on to learn that he was friends with Buddy Rogers growing up. And I was just like, yeah, BS. And I found out they were really friends. And he was my hero. But to hear him say, knowing how much wrestling meant to me and saying, don't come home. Yeah. It would have brought a tear to a glass eye.
Sounds like he was just tired of you.
It could have been.
Yeah.
Could have been. I was really gassy as a kid.
He was trying to have a peaceful end.
Yeah.
He didn't need you around the house.
I think he was snooping around my room and found one of those socks.
Yes. So you had more Irish Catholic guilt on top of it. So you had to make it as a wrestler.
To this day, I'm still.
See how it affects you? And you're masturbating okay now?
Oh, twice. Thank God for detachable shower heads.
Yeah, beautiful. Your first match was under the name Brian Estevez.
Oh, unfortunately.
Because a hot girl once told you looked like Emilio Estevez. You needed a blowjob that badly?
The things I would do for women who didn't know existed anymore.
Because you look nothing like Emilio Estevez.
Oh, absolutely not. And, any kind of compliment at that age.
Yeah. What kills me, though, is that you look like a Sheen.
I could be a Sheen.
You could have been a Brian Sheen.
Estevez was the wrong choice.
Yeah.
Sheen is the path I should have taken.
Oh, boy.
And I blame Al Snow for not correcting that course. So.
I blame him for a lot. You then changed your name to the Zebra Kid, Brian Rollins.
Yes, sir.
The Zebra Kid.
I had the brilliant idea. We went to go buy wrestling gear at K&H, which was what you did. We took a class trip, and I found a pair of zebra tights, and I went, zebra tights? I'm a kid, zebra kid.
So it meant nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
You didn't do Zebra Kid, like hooves or any...
No, nobody rode me to the ring. I didn't have like a kimchi.
Right.
There was no safari.
That's a real shame. And that's why it really didn't take off. Because you were hoofing it on the indies to basically zero success, but you had a nice moonsault.
Yeah, that was my calling card. That was my that was my kung fu fighting.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was your ticket to the big time. Raven and Stevie Richards are at an indie show. They see this Zebra Kid do a moonsault, and they say, that's exactly the goofy idiot we need for our act.
We need a zebra kid on an indie budget. Yeah, and that was it. I saw him on 3 different shows. And then Baltimore, Maryland, a horse barn.
This isn't Cage Match. We don't need all the details.
A horse barn in West Virginia.
Yes.
And a show in Pittsburgh where I wrestled Batman.
Wow.
Yeah, and the funny thing is I actually looked like King Tut at the time.
You do have shades of Victor Buono.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
Absolutely. So Raven comes to you and says, we want you to call yourself the Blue Meanie. based on the character from the Yellow Submarine movie. Was Raven on so many drugs that the Beatles LSD phase made sense to him?
Yeah, because when we watched it, the character made no sense because I was completely sober.
Yeah.
But Raven's a visionary,
Yes.
impaired or or sober.
Yes.
So, yeah, I trusted his vision no matter what because he's like, you're going to have to wear a half shirt and Daisy Dukes. I go, but I'll be in ECW. He said, yes, I'm in. Just do your hair, but you want to paint your whole body. But I'll be in ECW, right? Yes, absolutely.
So they continued the fat shaming, but they made it commercially viable.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
You were a big part of ECW. Are you surprised you haven't been canceled yet?
Well, if they want to cancel me, they got to renew me first.
Okay.
So
fair enough.
Yeah.
You just sort of faded away.
Yeah.
I understand. What do you regret the most from that period?
I wish I had my 52-year-old brain and my 22-year-old body. There's so many pitfalls I could have escaped.
Yeah.
But
Anything you want to apologize for now?
the time my balls fall out of my tights.
We'll get there. That was in the other place. That wasn't in ECW.
Actually,
We'll
let me adjust while I'm
Thank
here
you.
now.
Can we get a close-up of his balls, please? Thank
Yeah.
you. What about the time you were naked in a park doing a vignette and the cops came? What about that? You feel bad about that? You want to get ahead of that?
Yeah, let me get ahead of that.
Thank you.
I was trying to avoid that, but it was a kid's park in a suburban neighborhood in New York. I had to do BlueDust in the park, and I was going to paint myself, but I forgot the paint. And Sandman stooched me off. He goes, "Yo, Meanie forgot the paint." So me and Tommy Dreamer, we go to the local supermarket. We buy whipped cream and blue food coloring, and the hardcore Tommy Dreamer lathers me up. I go into a park, lay on the bridge. Stevie and Raven cut their promo. He introduces me as the dirtiest, skankiest, filthiest woman in the world.
Beautiful, poetic.
And Raven comes over and goes, "He's not feminine enough." But 2 seconds after the cold cut, police spotlight. And the normal person would just cover up.
Right.
But I said, no. I jumped up and went, "Oh, no, the cops are here." And thank God I still had the Meanie doll. And the cop just looked at us and goes, "I don't know what you're doing, but I do not want to do the paperwork on this. Please stop."
So you didn't have to register?
No.
Which is excellent. That's really fantastic. How much money does Paul Heyman owe you? Ballpark it. More than 1,000, less than 1,000?
If it's BWO shirts, slightly more than 1,000.
Okay. So like 1,500, 1,300?
We can go with that. Yeah.
That's fine. Fair enough.
But he paid me in knowledge.
Yeah. He pays everybody in knowledge. You're a pioneer of wrestling comedy. You were influenced very heavily by George Carlin.
Absolutely.
But isn't his stuff like smart?
Yes, that's why most people didn't get my references.
Right. You just do ham-fisted, broad parodies.
I just do.
Yeah. Not exactly an attack on the political class, you know what I'm saying? You did so many parodies. You did BlueDust. You did Colonel Meanie. You did Kiss because Paul was, I guess, paying Gene Simmons in knowledge. And then you did the BWO, which is great because it was a ripoff of the NWO, which was already a ripoff of what they were doing in Japan, plus the East Coast, West Coast rap feud. So it was like a simulacra. I think you need to freshen up the act. I'm going to suggest some modern wrestling parodies. You show me what they would look like.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Blue Cassidy.
Of course, I would have to paint on the sunglasses, blue half shirt. That's like, or
really good. Yeah. Okay. Really nice. Blue Dustin Rhodes.
I can't lose that much weight in that short a period of time.
Okay.
He looks great.
Yeah, he does look great. John Mina.
You can see me because I am very large.
Really nice. Mercedes.
I'll go like this.
Because no one wants to look at your penis, is what you said.
Well, if they can find it.
I see. Mercedes Meanie.
Get the blue window slat glasses.
Yeah.
There's a photo of me being Meanie Monet on social media. I'll have to send it.
Meanie Monet. It's a worse name.
Yeah.
Finally, Taz, if he liked blue instead of orange.
I actually did a parody of Taz. What would it look like? "Brother, you're wearing my collar. Blue's my collar. I'll suplex you. I'll drop you on your head. I'll choke you out. What about me? What about Meanie?"
Really nice. Truly the George Carlin of wrestling. You were supposed to first appear on for a company that's now sponsored by Dude Wipes as a Nitro Girl parody called The Raw Boy. Tell everyone what happened.
The true story?
Yeah.
I was booked to be the Raw Boy, and I wasn't told I was booked to be the Raw Boy. I'm sitting at home on AOL Instant Messenger, and Al Snow texts me, goes, "Where were you?" I was like, "What are you talking about? You were booked for Raw this Monday." I was like, "That's news to me." He said, "You were on the lineup sheet, they had music for you and everything, and you weren't there." I was like, "I wasn't told." Vince Russo went to Chris Candido, said, "We need the Blue Meanie for this Raw Boy." "Oh, he'll be right there." Never told me.
That's a fun rib.
Yeah,
Huh? That's really fun to kind of risk you being blackballed from the entire business.
Oh, yeah. And then, he made it right, came back, full circle moment.
Yeah.
I get signed by WWE.
Yes.
I do the Raw Boy.
Wait, they call you. They say sign, you hang up the phone. What's the first thing you do?
I walked 20 feet from my bedroom, walked in the living room, and I told my grandma, put all the bills in my name.
So your grandmother grifted off you for like 2 years.
Oh, easily, until she went and met my grandfather.
Right.
Yeah.
So the asbestos lawsuit and the other money, she really had it made.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good for her. That's
she didn't
really,
have
really
to lift a finger for anything.
Confirm or deny, you created the character Val Venis and Paul Heyman sold it?
Me and Al Snow came up with Val Venis in wherever that at the dog park in Massachusetts.
Were you naked in a dog park?
No. I was scantily clad in the dog park, and we're watching Danny Doring wrestle. We're like, "Oh, this guy just looks sleazy," right? And we're coming up with all these different characters, and we go up to Paul and go, "Hey, Paul, we thought of this idea for Danny Doring." He goes, "Put your hand out." "That's a wonderful idea. We will do that." And then 6 months later, "Hello, ladies." Oh, we're like, Danny's finisher should be the money shot. And you're like, that's a great idea. And then,
can I tell you something?
Yes.
He owes you more than $1,300.
son of a bitch.
Did you come up with the part where Val gets transphobic on Twitter?
No.
The Blue Meanie dance.
Yes.
Explain it.
The happiest accident of my life. It started when, Paul wanted me to do a dance off with Bubba Ray Dudley. He goes, "Can you dance?" I go, "Oh, yeah." In my head, I'm going, "Oh, no." And then initially, the Blue Meanie dance was this.
Right. Churning butter. Sort of like
Churning
a
butter.
hip Mormon.
We're near Lancaster. And so I wanted to, even they can't watch it because they don't have electricity. It was a shout out
can
to them.
sense it.
I sent them a pigeon with a thing with a diagram of me doing this. And then it morphed into me trying to raise the roof.
That's what that is?
Booker T was doing this, so
Right.
we're like, me and Nova were doing to raise the roof, but I have no coordination.
Right.
So it became lopsided, like
Right.
if the Booker T dance was in an earthquake, kind of, and it just stuck.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Went from raising the roof to maybe this guy has the shingles. You had so many memorable moments in your career.
Yes.
And one of which is the one you mentioned before. When Dustin Rhodes set your legs up in the corner.
Yes.
And you saw on the big video screen that your testicles had popped out.
Yes.
And now were they shaven?
Oh, I was manscaping then, yes.
Right, because you respected...
Not a plug, not a plug.
Because you kept kayfabe, you respected the business.
Yes.
Because if these do pop out, you don't want people to go, "Hey, well, why aren't his pubes blue?"
Yeah, they just go meanie satin gum.
Right. And it was a testament to you and Dustin to go through with that and do the full bear kick.
And the thing is, they say the camera adds 10 pounds.
Yeah.
And I looked at that Titantron, I said, how many cameras do they have on me?
You have chubby balls?
I'm all balls. It's like a baby in a beanbag chair.
Fair enough. You once teamed with Screech on 2 hours' notice against Luna Vachon and Gangrel. Dustin Diamond has done plenty of shameful things in his life. Where do you think that ranked?
Right below the scratch a sniff on his porn box. Right below that.
It's also a question on Trivial Pursuit 90s edition.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful because that's absolutely the most trivial thing I can think of. And then you did like 40 ECW reunion shows.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think you're being modest.
And then you did One Night Stand. And this,
Once.
yeah, JBL comes a-hunting for you in this big brawl. He busts you open, get to the back, and he looks at you and says, "You said things about me online," which is hilarious because that's all he does now.
Yeah.
And then they hire you back just so you can really get a receipt on him. And then years later, you make up with him?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, I can hold a grudge, but holding a grudge does more to the person holding the grudge than.
Personal growth is not what I want from professional wrestling, okay? As a fan, I was living on that grudge. I love that. Hit him with the good. Go to any birthday parties lately? There's a million things you could get him on.
Yeah.
And instead, you show up and say, oh, look, we're men now, and I accept your apology. You're gonna be ashamed of yourself.
I'm a meanie on an indie budget, so, I mean.
Yeah. Put the bills in your own name. But you do have a grudge with one Dwayne Johnson stemming from 1999. Call him out right now.
Dwayne. Look right here. Dwayne. Movie star. Man of a million gimmicks. Face wash, suntan stuff. You know what you did in 1999 at No Mercy in Cleveland, Ohio, when a young Blue Meanie was trying to enjoy catering. You know, they have great catering here, but nobody does things here that you did to me. Just enjoying my lunch, my third serving, sitting there eating my chicken and rice, when I just smell this awful smell. And I'm like, is it my food? Has my catering gone bad? No, it's not the catering. I look to my left, I look to my right, and there's Dwayne. And what does Dwayne do? Dwayne laughs. Because you know why? Dwayne farted. You know what you did, Rock. You crop dusted me in Cleveland. And that's worse than a Cleveland steamer. That was a Dwayne, whatever you would call a fart in Cleveland. And I am still affected by it. And it's worse. If there's a commercial for people who are farted on by The Rock, I'd be a bazillionaire.
Good luck winning an Oscar now, Dwayne. You're a legend now. Are you sure about that?
I think a legend means you're not dead yet.
Right.
Yeah,
and
so
it got close.
If I'm a legend, then the stock of the word legend is going down.
In 2014, you were inducted into the Hardcore Hall of Fame. Yes. They induct everybody now. They even inducted Taz. It's not a big deal anymore. I'll tell you what Hall of Fame
that's my banner.
Doesn't have timing. I'll tell you what Hall of Fame no one is in until today. Blue Meanie, it is my honor to induct you into the HeyEW Hall of Fame. There's your banner for your alleged contributions to comedy and wrestling.
I'd like to thank my grandmom who I put the bills back in her name.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank myself, who's also put the bills back in my name. So many T-shirts I've sold, so many 8x10s, so many babies I've kissed along the way. But
in a park.
Allegedly.
Well, this has been a Rhapsody in Blue, and at least one of us is deaf. Give us another blue pun to go out on.
It was a beautiful day to be here on HeyEW.
Wasn't funny, but it was consistent.